This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
Check, mic check. Oh, you want me to talk? Yeah. Okay. Now. Hey, man, we here at Diamond Dallas Page House, man. It's about to be a crazy episode, you know what I'm saying? From the cold plunge, we're going to do the DDP Gauntlet. It's about to be crazy. Vibin with Veto exclusive. Let's go. What's up, man? How you doing?
Buddy.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. This is my brother Teasy too.
45.
So my swims are at 65. They've got me swimming for about 45 minutes now.
Bruh.
And that's my brother Rory.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Hi,
How you
Rory.
doing?
Nice to meet you.
Got Booker T on here. Dang. You got Batista? Dang. Randy Orton on here. You got, well, of course, these are all your friends, bro, but this is crazy to see.
Across the journey, man.
You got Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis. I was at a function with him, and it was at Planet Hollywood. And him, Ben Affleck, a few of the guys were there.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big Bruce Willis fan.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So I said, hey, he was sitting down. I said, hey, Bruce, can I get a picture with you? And he looked up at me, and he said, like, I'm going to say no to you.
You're right.
Like I was wrestling and shit.
Bruh, this is dope.
But it's one of my favorite pictures of Hulk and me.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's do a little selfie. I didn't tell him it's open diamond cutter. He didn't get it, you know.
What year was this? This looks like it's kind of recent, like a couple years back.
Maybe about.
WrestleMania?
What?
Was it WrestleMania?
Yeah, it was WrestleMania. We were there. I want to say probably about 6 years or so. Mm-hmm. I got Snoop.
Got Snoop on there, Stone Cold.
I got a couple with
I'd love
Snoop.
to steal that one off you.
Bon Jovi. Back in.
Bon Jovi.
This is when I was in the nightclub business.
I think.
And I love this picture here.
Oh yeah, Goldberg. Man, oh my God.
Warrior and Piper.
Yeah. Dang.
I got Clint Eastwood over here. Kiss.
Damn.
Regan, of course, being Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
we were
dope.
running. Do you ever you weren't around, but ever hear Bruno Sammartino?
I heard of him. Yeah.
That's I was doing something with him. He was the guy for a long time.
He was a champion too. He was a champion for a long time. Yeah, WWE champion.
WWF.
Yeah, for a long time. Cause I heard Roman Reigns talk about him. A lot of people talk about him too. So.
Yeah, he drew some big money. This is Bo by friggin' the baseball player, football player, great. But he wanted to meet me. I was at Auburn, and he wanted to meet me, introduce to the kids. And when I got to the little booth that he was in,
yeah.
VIP booth, and he's like, hey, and it was like watching he was so like shredded. The way he walked down you was like a Tyrannosaurus. Like,
yeah, right.
It was a bad one. Not many people better than Bo.
Jay Leno?
That's Jay Leno.
Jay Leno, that's crazy. Like, you got literally, so do you call this the Wall of Fame?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the Wall.
I took this picture off the wall, and this when I became a manager, I was. I started with me taking videos of 3 guys who wanted to be wrestlers. They were all bouncers for me.
Right.
And I had Big Bad John, Rock Hard Rick, and he was a midget. I called him Teddy Bear. and he worked the front door for me, and he'd be up on a stool IDing people, so he was like 6'4".
Right, that's dope.
And I had him come out with the Diamond Dolls, and I sent this video to the AWA, which was in the Midwest at the time, and they called me up, and they were like, hello, it's Diamond Dallas Page there. This is Rob Russell from the AWA. I said, yeah, Rob, this is DDP. And I never called. This is all shit in my brain. I was making up to want to be in wrestling as a manager.
Right.
But I created a backstory just like an actor would, you know?
Right.
So I knew who the character was going into it. It was a very over-the-top wrestling at the time. And he said, oh, good to meet you, DDP. He said, listen, we saw your tape and we like it. We want to bring you and your boys in for a tryout, but we've got one question. Where are you guys wrestling now? Well, Rob, truth is none of those guys can wrestle. Like, why would you send us?
Right.
I said, well, it's like a secret society. We can figure out how to get in. And don't call us, we'll call you. But Paul Heyman, back then, was Paulie Dangerously. He was leaving, 2 weeks later, he was leaving the AWA to go work for Crockett, which is in Charlotte, which got sold to Ted Turner and became World Championship Wrestling.
Right.
And he said, when he was leaving, he said, why don't you, I saw that tape on that Diamond Dallas Page guy, give him a shot. So Heyman actually endorsed me without knowing me.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, so
dang,
kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Definitely crazy, bruh.
All right, so bottom line is, you're gonna get mic'd or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll do boom mic for the plunge. Then I'll put them on the oxygen, and then we'll go through the workout, and then we'll do the podcast.
The podcast.
So you can talk about it.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
So you might want to set it up we can put a corner here so we get this shit for a backdrop. Or
okay, yeah, that's
whatever
cool.
you want.
Because we got these mics, so we'll be mic'd up, so we can literally sit next to each other, have this in the background, and we'll just go from there. Hey man, it's the kid vibing with Veto. You already know. Today I have Diamond Dallas Page, the legend. You know what I'm saying? One of my heroes on the show. What we gonna be doing today?
Well, today I'm taking over Vito's show
Let's
for
go.
a little bit of it anyway, because I wanted him to come here and do DDP's Gauntlet. And the Gauntlet is something I do every day. I'm getting the plunge, and this plunge is around 45 degrees. I'll get in there for 3 to 8 minutes, depending on how much time I have. Then I go right from there to, it's called Hypoxia. Like when you are, this machine that we're going to be using, Darby Allin, right?
Darby Allin,
AEW.
Yep.
It's the reason why he ended up climbing Mount Everest. Because when you climb in Everest, the higher you get, the less oxygen you have. Like right now we're sea level or close to it. So it's about 20 to 21% oxygen we're breathing, right? Now, as you go higher, it gets less and less and less oxygen. So when you're climbing those mountains, like Darby, going all the way up to Everest, it was probably 5 to 6% oxygen. And they've got to actually take oxygen occasionally to catch back up.
Right.
What I train in is 8% oxygen. And what I'm doing is I'm walking backwards on the treadmill. Okay. And because that's really great for your knees. And I'm doing that at 8%. And then I'll get on the bike and I'll start pedaling for about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to go into sprints with 8%. I'm not going to do you at 8%. I normally start people around 14%.
Okay, cool.
And so you're sprinting, and then I'm going to flip it, and it's going to go to like 50% oxygen. Okay. So almost 2.5 times what we're breathing. And what happens then, it starts to heal you. The oxygen is one of the greatest healers, but it doesn't really cost anything for oxygen.
Right.
Not really. Not like they can give you with prescription drugs and stuff.
Right.
So there's no real money in it.
Right.
But there is in these type of machines. And this is what a lot of the Olympic athletes train on, because they want to train at a really low amount of oxygen. So when they have all the regular oxygen, it's like it's a dopamine. It's a pump that your brain. When you're flipping that switch and going to 50% oxygen, well, that's when you push the brain blood barrier, and because there's like a cutoff somewhere in our brain in the back that keeps everything out, protects you. That's why we can get hit in the head so many times.
Right.
Hopefully you don't take too much abuse when it comes to trauma shots. in this scenario, oxygen on the brain is helping to heal your brain. I've been on and off it lately because I've been back and forth to Florida, and because I got sick and my heart, I had AFib, and so I couldn't really do anything with that stuff right then.
Right.
So my memory, it was so sharp for like 2 years. Like really, I could remember everything. I never walked into a room and forgot something. How you walk in and go, what am I here for? None of that. It was really, my brain was so sharp. And then since I've been off it, I've noticed now, God, I can't remember certain people's names.
Right.
And it's just, it age, but it's also, you get too much data.
Yeah. Right.
You're on overload.
Right.
So I'm really excited about going back and starting this, with the hypoxia part, and then we hit the mat just to warm up a little bit. Okay. And then we'll do some power cuffs. You're
Yeah.
So we'll hook you up with some power cuffs, and then we'll end on the mat. So
let's go.
That's gonna be our day. So tell me how you feeling about getting in a cold plunge, bro.
So cold plunge, that's always been my thing. I'll put my feet in and be like, it's one of those shocks, right? Because I went to I forgot what was the name of that spa, but they had one, and it was like they had the sauna and then they had the cold plunge.
Right.
I was like, let me just go back to the sauna because like the cold plunge was crazy. So today I'm excited about doing that. So
I ain't gonna time you till you get up to here, because this is where the carotid artery is, right? And so you want to get all the way up here, and you don't have any fat on you to begin with, but people who are trying to stay lean and lose weight and stuff, when you get up here, it's called the brown fat, and brown fat is good fat. Okay. Like it helps you burn fat on your body. So that's another reason why when you're doing a lot of plunging, you can, once you get to the weight you want, you can stay pretty lean. So let's take a walk outside.
Let's get it. Let's do it. I'm excited.
Check it out.
Let's go. This is crazy. Cold plunge. It's about right now. It's probably about like 50 something degrees. 60, probably 60 degrees.
I'll reach your towel too.
Okay. About 60 degrees outside, so we're gonna see how I do in this cold plunge.
You see that? 44 degrees. All right, I will start clicking when you get up to your neck.
God damn.
You wanted that interview.
Let's go. 5, 4. Shit.
Tell me, so what's your favorite story to tell?
Man, my favorite story to tell would be me starting podcasting.
All right.
Me starting podcasting.
Right. So how long ago was that?
About 3 years.
Look at me and talk to me, see?
Oh, shit. Fuck. Man.
Come on, I can't even start you yet.
Go ahead, come on. Let's go.
Come on, man. Just let it go. Breathe. See, it grabs your butt. You're doing great, though, bro. You're doing great. All right, you started. Good job. So when did you start podcasting?
About 3 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, I started it because I had got into a car accident. And, bro, I got into that car accident, didn't have any money, I was throwing a show in May with Cap G. Through a show in May, I had to make some money. I had to make something happen. So what I did was I got with all of the artists that I booked on the show, and I just started interviewing them. And you started getting that freaking those views built up. Yep. Look how calm you are though now. Just scared you were. Man, this shit hurt. Bruh.
So who was the first person you interviewed?
The first person I interviewed, I had went to a business. It was a pop-up shop business. And I forgot the name of the owner. I started interviewing the owner about like sneakers and stuff like that. I did that.
And do you have a good collection of sneakers?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jordans, Nikes.
So you're a big collector.
I'm a big collector. Connoisseur.
How many you got?
Right now I would say probably like, I give all my shoes away though.
You give them away?
Yeah, after I wear them, I give them away.
That's awesome.
Mainly like to like my friends and family.
That's awesome.
I probably have about like 25 pairs of shoes right now. That's a lot.
How many do you think you've given away?
Probably over 50.
Oh, wow.
Man, this is cold, boy.
but you ain't selling it. When you see how you look going in here, and where you're halfway there. Most people get out.
Oh my God, shit.
They can't take it. You're doing great. Come on. So tell me something. So who's your favorite interview besides me?
DDP, Ray Daniels, Big Bank.
What made it your favorite interview?
Because the conversation. Like when I interviewed you the first time, bro, it was like meet my superhero. You know what I mean? So when I interviewed you, the way you walked in the studio with the confidence, it's the same person I saw on TV. So I was like, damn, I'm really interviewing like my childhood hero. Then Big Bank, it was just his story, man, how he changed his life. You know what I mean? Like going vegan, changing the way he eats, hiking, losing weight and stuff like that. Like that was cool. Ray Daniels was more so from an educational standpoint with the podcast. I met him at work one time when I was working at a certain company.
Right.
He walked in, I greeted him, I helped him, and then I was like, hey, by the way, after I helped him, I was like, I got a podcast. He was like, don't worry about it, I'll come on your podcast. The next day he came on my podcast.
Cool.
So
cool.
It was amazing, man. It was amazing.
You're in the last 10, 9,
Bruh.
8, 7, you're mad. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Holy shit! God!
Damn. Come on out here first. And I want to tell you what you do here now. Now rub this right here. Rub, up and down. It's like you get your blood flowing back. This, here. All right, now dry off.
Woo! Shit!
I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of myself. I didn't think I could do that.
It's as an athlete who's beat up, the first 15 seconds, I hate it too. But by 16, 17 seconds, I'm glad I'm there because I'm in it.
Well, it's a burning sensation now.
Yeah,
It's
right?
like a burning sensation on your body, but it feels good. Like I feel like I have energy.
And you just, it's all about, like, I don't want to warm you up first, but remind me to talk about discipline and doing what you know you need to do when you need to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this right here, what he did here, is when you start to build, it's called the AMCC, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. It's the only muscle the brain got. You're freezing right now. Go get changed.
All right,
go get changed. Then we'll be right back. Move that hand, because I need this. Okay, so you're gonna come on here, like this right here, and you're gonna go backwards. Really good for your knees,
Okay.
right? Good. Perfect. And start off. Where's your phone? Just start walking out with it.
Go.
Doing good, baby, doing good. 3 more minutes. And we'll get you on this right here. 4, 3, 2, all right, come on over here.
Keep this same.
No, it's still going with you. It's going right with you. Climb aboard, and just start pedaling. I'm just going to keep you there for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to get you going into sprints.
Yeah, I saw him on the episode. I was like, he was doing it too. I was like, shit, I gotta be able to complete it.
How you think he is?
Yeah.
3, 2, go. Go, Veto. Come on. Push it. Come on. Good, go. 10 more seconds. Come on. 5 more seconds and you get the oxygen. 3, 2, here it comes. Come on, 10 more seconds. Come on. And chill out. Just coast. You got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. How you feeling?
I feel good.
That sounds like your boy. That was amazing. 3 more of those. This is where the oxygen now is just, when you take it away and you're holding your breath and you're still moving, not sprinting, just moving. You felt that.
Yeah.
When you got that oxygen. Woo! What the fuck is that? Okay. 3 breaths. Deep breath. Out. In. Out. In. Push it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. Let go. 2, 3. Not too fast. 4.
I gotta break the record.
The record's 60.
60?
Shit. By yours truly. All right, deep breath. And out. Oh, ho, ho.
Ah, shit.
Oh, God. That was really good. Woo. One last one, baby.
Come
one
on.
last one. What number can you go on? Can you beat 30? Oh, my God. Let's see. This is so hard. This is the hardest part. Even though he's breathing all that oxygen in, when you take it all out and you empty your diaphragm and your lungs, everything's gone, and then you gotta keep going. When you get that oxygen, you're paying it for it. All right, so let's go for it. And out. 8, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, he broke it. I knew he could. Just because of how he stepped into that cold plunge, now just chill out and breathe, baby. When you stepped in that cold plunge, you're scared. He got in his head, but he let me take him out of that. Still felt the cold because he's never really done that. But the mindset is everything. When it comes to oxygen, it's fight or flight. Being able to do as good as he's done today, that's excellent. Just chill out and breathe, baby. Just chill out and breathe.
Whew.
This experience is so crazy, bro. It's like, you never know how you can push your body until you do it. Like, bro, this was literally, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Especially like when he dropped the oxygen down, bro, shit crazy. But we here, let's get it, Vibin with Veto, let's do it. So this is the infamous place where everybody comes to work out. I seen Cody Rhodes in here.
Cody Rhodes has been in here. Darby Allin.
Yep, I seen that too.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker came here?
Before he was even in WWE.
What?
I've known him for, God, the longest time.
Yeah.
It's Rick Steiner's son.
Yeah, Rick Steiner, yeah.
And also his other cousins, Brandon was All-State.
Okay.
All-State first team before he went away to college.
Right.
Scott's son, and then his other son, Brock.
Right.
He's the one who's got
Yep.
NIL. What's it, NIL?
NIL deal?
Yeah, he got the WWE.
That's hard.
And so he's been starting to come around and stuff.
Yeah.
But those guys train so hard.
You trained Jade too. Jade was here too.
Jade's been here.
Yeah.
God, there's a lot of people been here. I deal with so many guys who are professional athletes. They say, like, I work so hard, I train so hard all my life. The last thing I want to do is train.
Right.
When you turn 50, it's the most important thing you're doing. And I'm not talking about training like you're 20 or 30 or 40.
Right.
Because at 50, you should be smart enough to go, okay, I got to train different now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I did with these power cuffs. I started to change everything. And what we're going to do is pushing and pulling. We're going to be doing supersets.
Okay.
The first time we're going to do is 30 reps.
Okay.
And then we're going to go 30 seconds off. And then we're going to go say, well, you want to do bis and tris today?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we'll do bis and tris. And what we'll do is we'll start out with curls, supinated curls, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we'll go to tricep push downs.
Okay.
We'll do 30 and then 30. 30 seconds off.
30 seconds
then
on.
We'll come back. You got to be able to get 15. If you can't get 15, the weight's too heavy.
Okay.
If you can get 15 though, can you get 16, 17, 18? Can you get 20?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the goal.
The goal is 20.
But you got to get 15.
Okay.
All right, then we'll flip over and go back to tricep push downs again and do the same thing.
Okay.
Goals, you got to get 15. The goal is 20. And you're going to do that 2 more times.
Okay.
When you can get 30, 20, 20, 20, it's time to go up in weight. I started when I was coming back. I hadn't lifted in 18 years, 17 years. Start with 10-pound curls.
All right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's where we'll start you
Let's
and
do
see
it, let's
where
do
it
it.
goes.
Let's do
okay?
it.
So let me see how this fits. Just want it as high as you can get it. Now, I'm going to want it this tight.
That's cool.
Okay?
We'll go.
But now watch this. Put your hand on this. You're going to pull it out. Hold on to
That's
it.
it.
Turn it and push it in.
So-
hold it. Take it out. Now hold it and turn it back that way. Push it
Okay.
in. See how it just got looser?
Okay, yeah.
See, well, you'll get to control that. And when you pop it and just
It
flex,
automatically goes, yeah.
right,
loose.
flex a little bit there. Good. See how I turn? Now hit that and just do a little bit like that. So then it's just on. And how you would normally put these on, you make them big enough so you can slide them up. So I'm doing this. See how I'm doing this right here? This is what you're already up as high as you can go. You want this all the way up, get it right there on your bicep, and then just enough so it doesn't slide down.
Okay, perfect.
And when you take it off, and I'll show you, they're easy to get on. You're putting your thumb here and this here, and it just does that.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, all
right
right.
now.
Bet.
But when you take it off, it's super easy release.
Okay.
So we'll start out with a little DDP yoga here.
Okay.
All right. Then we'll hit the weights. Then we'll finish with DDP yoga. And I'm going to turn you upside down like Spider-Man.
all right.
I just did it for 5 minutes, and it really elongates your spine and everything.
Let's go.
All right, let me just get my mat over here. Your knees. See how they're engaged right now? That's how you want them when you're fucking straighten your legs. Flex those quads. Tuck your tailbone. Now all of this, hit them. Tight, right?
Yeah.
Now grab the ball. Open your fingers wide. Like, perfect. You're trying to pull this like you're trying to palm a basketball. Okay? Perfect. Don't let me do that. Don't let me do that. So you fight that. Open wide, wide, wide. Now inhale up into the touchdown. Now reach to that left hand. Keep those fingers up. Take the right hand straight up. Straight up like you're holding. See how my arm's straight up? This is the right hand? There. Perfect. Now, so you feel like you're working your core right there. Exhale, opposite side. Now reach your left hand straight up. Reach your right hand away. Good. And if you gotta tap it, tap it. Good focus, bro. Good focus. Exhale, drop your left to take your right hand high, but mirror me. Take it across. Grip those toes, flex the quads, flex the glutes. Inhale, move with resistance. Create that resistance. Grab the ball. Opposite side. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, moving with resistance. Bring it down. I want you to push these thumb and index fingers together. Tight, tight, tight. Inhale, take it back. Arms out to a T. Clench your fist. Hulk it up, brother. Yeah! Open your fingers wide. Tension. Shoulders back just now. At ease. See how that breathing?
Yeah.
Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it back up.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah. Exhale on the down dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look at me and either step or pounce. Now check this out. Bring your feet a little closer together. Now it's good right there. Turn them toes and knees out. Then how low can you go? Like I couldn't go past here. Check this out. I could not go past here. That's as far as my ass went down. But over time, I broke up the scar tissue. And for the first time yesterday, I got all the way down and all the way up.
Yeah.
2 years I've been working on this toddler squat. Now when you're here, see, you have it. Don't ever lose it.
Like, bro, I don't know. This is the only part of my body that don't like grow. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, if you do what I'm telling you to do, you stick with it, it'll do that. So you're powered up. You're gonna grab the weights here. All right, and then you're gonna come up. 1. Count. 2. 30's our number. 3. Grab the weight here. Pull it down, lock it down, and hit it. 1. Flex at the bottom.
2.
Slow it down. It's more about controlling the weight.
4, 5, 6,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You're there now, baby. One more.
1,
2, 3. Get a little pause out here. 4. Pause.
5,
Pause.
6. I'm getting the experience first. Yeah.
Wait for my heart rate to come down. Come on, fucker.
So, where's your heart rate at 70 years young?
Right now it's too high. I like to keep it around 120.
Okay.
125, no more than 130.
Okay.
9, 10, flex to the top. 11, 12, 25. Ooh.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, over here, put them over here.
All right.
Boom.
On the top, yep.
Pop them motherfuckers. Look at that. That is all muscle. 7-0. Owning it.
Shit. My arm's so damn tight, I can't take them off. Okay, we back, man. Vibin with Veto exclusive here with my hero, Diamond Dallas Page, man. So today we did the DDP Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet, yeah.
Man, so it was super intense, man. So tell me about like where you got the idea from and like how did that come about? What made you want to start doing the Gauntlet?
Well, the Gauntlet is something I do pretty much every day. You know, and my business partner, Steve Yu, he said, you know, that would be a good way to do the occasional podcast, you know, like put them through what you go through. And, you know, it's, you know, back in my 60s, my late 60s, that's when I started doing it. Like I do the plunge, you know, then I go right to the Hypoxia training at 8% oxygen. And then I get on the mat, then I do my power cuffs, and then I end on the mat. You know, actually, we still got to do it. We'll do it when we get done. I got like a yoga swing where you get in and you turn upside down like you're Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. Like with your feet like this together. But what I'm doing is lengthening my spine, and it's cheap. They can get them on Amazon for like $60 or something. Right. But it's much better than the inversion table. You ever put your feet in that and then you hang upside down?
Yeah, I never have.
Well, the thing I don't like about those or anything like that, it pulls on your ankles and it pulls on your knees. Right. I don't need that. I only want to pull them, hook my hips in, and you'll see when I turn upside down that. Oh wow! First of all, it's in what is it called? Inversion, where I don't want to stand on my head because I don't want my neck to take that 225 pounds of abuse. Yeah. So I just want to be able to hang there, but have that elongation because when I broke my back, it was my L4 and L5. Those two discs in between the L4 and L5, there's the two discs that were in between that, 3 and 4 and 4 and 5. Think of a jelly donut and do that.
Oh, yeah.
And then those discs now are splattered. So now they're going to go into nerve endings. Man, I couldn't sit like this. I couldn't do anything. I mean, they literally told me my wrestling career was over. And I had just signed a multi-million-dollar 3-year deal. Oh, my God. And the one thing that I'll go back to over and over again, that looked like it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But in retrospect, 25 years later, 27 years later, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because by me breaking my back, it made me... I'm the guy who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga. Right. The first 42 years of my life. I made fun of people like that, that were too yogi. But now my name's attached to it, DDP Yoga. And I won't let anybody call my shit just yoga. But even if a yogi was watching me do what I do, they would go, "That's not yoga." Yeah, that's what I say. It's a fusion. And it helped me get back in the ring. At 42, they said my career, 3 spine specialists said my career was over. At 43, I'm the world champ, which is like our Oscar.
Right.
So it looked like it was the worst thing that ever happened to me.
It was the best thing.
Not just for me, everybody I come in contact with. And so many people who have been injured and have just become accustomed to living in pain. And one of the number one things that really aches people the most is your back or your neck, and when you have back pain, everything hurts because your back it's the center of the universe for you. So there's so many people out there with back pain. And if you're doing my program, you don't have to, you won't be. If you do it,
Yeah,
if you do it.
Absolutely. So what separates someone from finishing the gauntlet from someone who quits halfway through?
No one really quits halfway through. They'll quit halfway into something. Like I've had plenty of people get out of that plunge. Dude, you were really good. And I knew it was scaring you into it.
Yeah.
And it immediately takes your breath. It immediately takes your breath. So you just have to fight that. And literally,
I'm gonna tell you a story too about the plunge, man. So like I had a Muay Thai tournament.
Which fighter you won? You won that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I had a Muay Thai tournament.
Don't run through that. When was this tournament?
So the tournament was actually in February.
Okay, so
I was training for it.
Is that your first tournament?
That's my first tournament ever.
Dude, that's freaking great.
Thank you. So I was training for it, so I was trying to cut weight.
Right.
So I went to this, because they were saying, like, you train, then go to the sauna. So that was my first time, doing a whole sauna combination thing. And they had a plunge in there, too, as well.
Right.
Now, I was hearing people say, like, doing the plunge, that's like therapy for your body. And you were saying
and
for
your mind.
brain,
and
right?
your brain.
So I was like, okay, let's try it. So when I went there, I got in the sauna, then I was like, let me jump in the plunge. I can only put my feet in. Literally, I put my feet in, it was too cold. But see how you coached me through that, it was like talking to yourself and then taking your mind away. I didn't do that. I just jumped right in. I was like, as soon as I put my feet in, I was like, nah, I can't do it. So for me to do that for how many, was it 3 minutes?
3 minutes. No, but wait a minute. No, easily 4, because the first minute it took you down to get down to your neck. And you want to get it below the carotid artery because that's where brown fat lives. And brown fat is good fat. It helps you burn the white fat, which is, again, I didn't know anything about this. This isn't a wrestler saying this. If I'm quoting something from someone, it came from a doctor or a medical journal or something. And I'm going to share it because I told you I was going to talk about this. The brain has one muscle, and it's right at the bottom of the spine, the top of where your brain stem hooks into. And I don't know the medical part, but I do know about the AMCC. It's the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. And it's the only muscle that the brain has. And it's right at the base of the brain. And it's the only muscle that you can build. And what they said, and I'm listening to this thing on social media, and then I went, fuck this. I stopped watching it. I look it up. And I found it in a medical journal talking about the AMCC and how it's the only muscle that you can actually make stronger. And it really comes down to where your discipline lies. Because all discipline is you knowing what you have to do and doing what you have to do. Doing what you have to do when you know you need to do it. And this is where the AMCC comes in. Whether you feel like doing it or not. Wow. When you do shit that you don't want to do, we all do it. We all do it. Like getting out of bed. Well, I don't want to get out of bed right now.
Right.
But you've got 30 minutes or 2 hours. You have to get certain things done.
Right.
When you do what you don't want to do, but you do it anyway, that's what builds the AMCC. And this is why athletes have a better time with discipline than non-athletes. Right. It's because they've been forced over grammar school and high school and college and maybe the pros to do what they know they need to do, whether they feel like doing it or not, because the coach is going to make them.
Right.
So you're doing that. And the more you embrace that, the better you'll be.
Absolutely.
So that to me is like, I get that whole discipline thing. And it's one of the things that I own because I decide whether I'm not going to do something or not. And if I have this voice that clicks off, like, get the fuck up now.
Right.
Like now.
Yeah.
Get up now.
Absolutely.
Do it now. There's some company, I can't remember their name, they said, just do it.
Nike. I don't know, you probably got to cut that out. Right?
No, that's good. No, it's good though.
Right.
It is great because that's what Nike did say. They came up with a simple 3-word that just do it. Like, just do it. Like, just show up because just showing up is better than not. You know?
That's powerful. We're going to stay right there with the gauntlet, and then we're going to go right into like yoga.
Let me turn off my freaking music that's coming over the thing.
No, you're good.
No, I just want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to be tapping in any song while we listen to you.
Nah, you're good.
There we go.
So, is the gauntlet more about physical strength or mental toughness?
It's about both because, first of all, the plunge is going to have you in a state of shock, most likely. Like getting in, I've had people, I mean like, I've had them yell, scream like crazy. Like, because it scares them, the cold. It never scared me, even when it was all ice when I used to have a horse trough back there. Before they had plunges you could buy. And those guys gave it to me over at the plunge. They blew up so big, but I was one of the first people who reached out to them, and they just gave it to me and my business partner. But we promoted the shit out of them, you know, and helped to blow it up. But I was using a horse trough and building ice. I would plunge at least 3 times a week. And I never checked the temperature or whatever, but I'm sure it was around 40 degrees, 45 degrees.
Right.
But that's a mental toughness that you build up. One of my very good friends, Tony Friedman, who was in the bodybuilder world, was known as the X-Man. He hated the thought. He only lasted 30 seconds. But once he started to own it, he only hated it for that first 15 seconds. And he said, and after 15, I'm so glad I'm in here. Because first of all, you're building your AMCC. You're building that part of the cortex. And it's a mental toughness that you get. Now you're going to go from that to oxygen.
That was tough. Like I want to specify that. Like that right there was tough because it's like I was breathing more. I was trying to like get more air in, but it's like I was moving too at the same time. So it's like I don't know how can I really explain it, but it was just like I was running out of breath.
Yes.
And then when you turned it up, I was like, oh, I can do it. Then you take it back. I was like, damn, this.
Well,
this
you have to understand. You like everybody who's watching right now is anywhere between 20 to 21% of the air that they're breathing is oxygen. And that's how we're alive. You take the oxygen out of the air, we're all dead. Like we need the oxygen. And that's what's so miracle. I don't understand how someone doesn't believe there is some supreme being over all of this. You know, like the techno, like 20%, 21% is what we're all breathing. Now, take that away. Like if you go to my first time wrestling in Denver at that Mile High Stadium, you know, that's 5,600 feet or whatever it is. I wrestled there the first time and I was like, what? Nobody blows me up, but I'm blown up sky high because I don't know what the oxygen was at that time, but it was probably like 18% oxygen, somewhere around there. I don't know. I just know when it's 22,000 feet, it's like 8% oxygen. And that's where I train. It took me months to get there. The first time that I had a coach showing me how to operate it and where to set it. And the next time I did it, and I was training right around where you were, around 11, 12% oxygen. And I got on that bike and I just tore it up. And because you don't have enough oxygen to be able to push yourself that hard, I ripped the mask off. All I had to do was hit the lever and it would have tripled the oxygen of what we normally breathe. And it's fight or flight. And that like scared me, you know, like, whoa, like you're saying, it's scared because you can't find the air. And especially when you're pedaling hard, you have to be conditioned. That's why a lot of these Olympic athletes and a lot of professional football players or basketball players, the guys who really put the work in, they will have that kind of oxygen. And it's a therapy that actually opens up your, what do they call in your brain, the blood-brain barrier. Our brain is amazing, and the way it's all protected. So if I just did this to you, you're not going to be like, oh my God. You know, think of how many times Chuck Foreman hit Muhammad Ali. Hulk told me when he was doing a bit with Chuck Foreman that when he was holding the bag and Chuck was just friggin' coming in there, friggin' hitting the friggin' George Foreman, idiot. Hey, cut that part out. So George Foreman, imagine how many times he hit Ali in the head, and which probably brought along his whatever that Parkinson's, right? You get hit in the head a bunch of times like that because I was one of the greatest orators and my biggest hero, Muhammad Ali, growing up as a kid and in life after that. But how many times he got hit in the head by George Foreman? Hulk told me that when he was doing this bit with him and he had the heavy bag and he was like holding the heavy bag there, he said he could feel his punches when it hit the bag. He felt like it hit him. Yeah, like that's the kind of like power that cat had. And when your brain needs to be protected, when you're doing that hypoxia training is what it's called, and you go from 11% oxygen to 55% oxygen, woo, that's 2.5 times what you're normally breathing. So it's like a burst of life, and it freaking tingles you and makes you feel like, oh my God, this feels amazing. Then we're going to take it away again. And it's going to go right back down, and you're going to be racing through that, and then we're going to flip it back to oxygen. You keep, like the third, if it's 20 seconds, and then there's the 10 seconds where we're putting the oxygen. It still was super hard, right? But you felt alive.
I felt alive. Definitely. Let's talk about the power cuffs. You're wearing a hat. You know, you also gifted me some power cuffs today. Thank you for that. How did you create the power cuff, and where was your mind when you created that? What did you want people to get from that was training, not just with you, but just training, period?
Well, I didn't invent blood flow restriction training.
Okay. Blood
flow restriction training, I can't remember the doctor's name, but it was a Japanese doctor, and it was developed for rehab. And they have these, like, you can buy them for $4,000. And the way they wrap in your arms and your legs, and just, it's a lot of wasted money, space, as far as I'm concerned. But overall, they are used by the highest end therapists, and now they can go from $10 on up to $4,000. But what never was developed by anybody was a protocol to use them in the gym. Like bodybuilders are always trying to figure out some way to grow muscle. Well, for me, I lifted like a meathead right on up to 51, and at 51. Man, my joints were just so beat up. When I leave the gym, I'd be like, God, what did I do to my shoulder? You know, what did I do to my bicep? I was always hurting something in the gym because I was my ego. I was moving still, not as much weight as I used to, but a significant amount. And it was starting to tear me down. So I was like, fuck this. I'm not weightlifting anymore. And I had tried the high reps like we would end up doing. But when I would get the pump in the gym from the high reps, by the time I got to my car, pump was gone. This is what happens when you use power cuffs, which are another level of blood flow restriction training. And you put them around your arms. It's not just for your arms. It's for your upper body, your pecs, your traps, your shoulder. Cody Rhodes ripped the pec right off his bone.
That was at WrestleMania.
No, it was before that.
But he had a match with Seth Rollins. When he took his coat off and they showed it.
He showed it. He did that in the gym.
I was surprised he even did that match.
Dude, he was in so much pain, but he's also in the main event on the pay-per-view for the third time. Seth Rollins, who's the guy.
Yeah.
As far as the working, he's like Shawn Michaels, you know.
Man, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, they were both to me. When you take the greatest of all time, you got to put Shawn and Flair in that discussion because you can't just look at gimmick. You got to look at work in the ring, how many times you main evented. Yeah. You know, I mean, Shawn Michaels, he never had a bad match in his life. You know,
it's like perfect how he wrestles.
He was doing exactly what God gave him the gift to do. And you know, you look at Seth Rollins, he is like he's as good as he gets. So Cody's going to go over him for the third time in a row. Like, bring it. And he went out there, and I know how much pain he was in. Damn. But he was immediately out after that. The really crazy part is he made it back for the next Rumble. Which he won and then ended up in a main event in WrestleMania. Yeah. But he only healed like that because he was using
the power cuff.
Yes. Any blood flow restriction training would have helped him, but he was wearing ours. I made one that said Nightmare on it and the whole deal for him. And it helps you heal much faster. So I'm thinking to myself, when I first start doing them, I use them in DDP Yoga workouts. And just like we were grabbing air and pulling 3, 2, 1, deep breath, push 3, 2, 1, you're engaging and flexing as you move. Where the difference between yoga, where you reach your arms to the heavens so the universe smiles back at you. We're not doing that shit, are we? We're engaging, we're flexing. It's like a weightlifting with no weight. Damn. Every time you flex or engage a muscle, your heart has to beat faster to get the blood to the muscle. Hence, you end up getting a cardiovascular workout with it as well, especially after you've been doing it for a while. Then you really tap into that whole art. Well, I use the power cuffs with no weight. And I got my arms definitely toner, but it wasn't building the muscle that I wanted without the weight. When we finally got to the power cuffs to where they are today, and they are user friendly, I thought, I'm going to go back in the gym. I want to see what this will do. And how can I figure this out? So the original method to BFR, blood flow restriction training, is that you do 30 reps, take off 30 seconds, do 15 reps, take off 30 seconds, do 15 reps, take off 30 seconds, do 15 reps, take off a minute, unplug them, plug them up and go back and do it again. But you can't do arms and then do biceps again. And then you're too spent. So Tony Friedman, I was telling you, was in the Olympia in 9 out of 10 years. He never got past 5th place, but he should have won. He just wouldn't play that game because bodybuilding is worse than wrestling when it comes down to jeering at who wins. But Tony was a beast, man, and still is today. He's holding about 240, 235. Looks great. He's going to be turned 60 in another year. And we were doing it with the cuffs and doing I would do a series of biceps, 30, 15, 15, 15. And then I do a series of triceps. Same thing, 30, 50. But Tony came up, why don't we just superset it together and mix the bicep, tricep, give it a break. Bicep, tricep, give it. So that was the best because it gave you enough break in between, but still stayed hard. And the thing that I love the most about that I missed the most about weightlifting back in when I wasn't lifting for 17 or 18 years, whatever it was, I didn't have that pump later. I'll tell people, grab my arm. It's like a rock. But it was like that before we did anything, wasn't it? I haven't done anything in 2 days. This form of weightlifting, first of all, saves your joints. put 1.5 inches on my arms. I'm sure not going to get much bigger, but that's fine. I don't need them.
Cool, yeah.
I want to be I want to be solid and I want to be strong. Because as we grow from the age of 50 on, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I'm talking about balance, mobility, flexibility, bone density, muscle, and strength. You lose all of that incrementally as time goes on. Some faster than others because they don't have any muscle. And as they're getting, you don't want to lose, as you age, you don't want to lose muscle. You want to at least hold on to it. I've actually increased it going into 70. And for me, that's the message I put out there. If you're doing DDP yoga and you're doing power cuffs, you're not going to be missing any of that. You're going to be growing that, as a matter of fact, depending on what you eat. Has so much to do with it. And how hard you train.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's segue into DDP yoga, right? You've helped people who doctors gave up on.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're fighting a different kind of battle now, like later on in your career and stuff like that, helping people?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it's very, when I'm actually like working with somebody, when I can actually see what they can do and what they can't do, then I can give them an alternative right there. Oh, you can't do that either. Okay, how about this? It's like I figured out how to heal myself. Because like I said, those 3 spine specialists told me there's nothing we can do. Now we can surgically, fuse that, but I've heard so many horror stories about multiple back surgeries. I want to pull something up here. I'm going to let you read it. Tiger Woods had 1 back surgery, and now I believe he's had 5.
From playing golf.
Well, he's been in car accidents and other shit too to help that. But which way do you see? When you are a golfer or a baseball player, for that matter, you're constantly going one direction.
Yep.
What happens to the other side? You need to work
you never
that.
Use the other side.
You never use it, especially in golf.
You don't use it, you lose it.
Right, exactly. So this is one of a message that I got. Read that message.
Sitting here getting ready for church, crying like a baby watching Butterbean.
Slow down.
Oh, okay. So
start again.
We're gonna start again. And this is to
me. This is to me, but
okay.
you.
Okay. Sitting here, getting ready for church, crying like a baby, watching Butterbean and your crew save him. I didn't think there was anyone worse off or in more pain than me. But I think Bean was a quarter step ahead of me. I only pray that I could stand up straight. You and your wife are beautiful people. God's got a special plan for you, DDP. You are such a blessing to so many people. All is well, even now. Love you, my brother, for life. HH. That's Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. I begged him, please let me work with you, bro. But he always had to be the Hulkster, he's rigging. I wish I could have. He had 11 back surgeries.
Hulk Hogan had 11 back surgeries. 11.
At one point, I was at Eric Bischoff's son, Garrett, who I just love him. He's part of my family. Hulk was there at Garrett's wedding, and it seemed like it was a lump, like in his back, like this big, right? I'm like, Hulk, what's the matter with this? He goes, oh, that's the batteries. I go, what do you mean the batteries? Well, I have these Sten units, like for zapping my spine, and the battery was in his body.
The battery was in his body.
He wasn't the only one I've seen like that. There was multiple people who, that's part, like, don't do that. Like, the biggest thing, which he learned later on, was stop eating shit. Because you need to, and it's so, the only place you can really be sure you're eating real food is if you have a butcher, which I have one in Oregon right now, it's called DAM, DAAM beef. And the DAM is their 4 kids. And a beautiful couple in Oregon that raise all their beef on grass finish. The meat is so good, but I know exactly where that comes from. There's no, like today, and you can see it online and then go back and research it to see if it's true or not, because most of online shit is robots telling you whatever the fuck they want to. But example of Impossible beef. Remember when that was really hot?
Right.
Like, it's not beef. No, it's fucking chemicals and vegetables.
So Impossible, so I didn't mean to cut you off. So Impossible food was just a concoction of just fake stuff.
Shit. And you know, vegetables that have been sprayed with friggin' pesticides, you can't even get them off them because they're already blended up into this thing that looks like a hamburger. You think, well, I'm being vegan. Like, that's shit food. It's not real. Now if you go and look up, let's say, how bad is our food in our country? Example, and I'm only going to use one of them, Kellogg's. You know, they've turned the food pyramid right side up, right? Because it used to be, you know, getting as many calories from, let's just use it, potatoes or starches. We'll use that example. And like that was at the top and protein was at the bottom when protein should be at the top.
Right.
Because when we were cavemen or whatever the hell we were back then, all we were eating was beef. All we were eating was meat. And Eric Bischoff is on like the carnivore diet where he just eats anything that's got 2 eyes in it. And for me, I couldn't just do that because I love vegetables. But where are you going to get good vegetables? Well, if you know a farmer that does that and he doesn't
that's where you need to get the vegetables from.
And even if it says organic, you need to wash it. Not with just water, with like a baking soda, vinegar type of situation, then use water above that to take it off because we're just eating pesticides. That's what we're eating. Like, there's like the part I was making about Kellogg's, Fruit Loops would be an example. The box of Fruit Loops, they won't take American-made Fruit Loops that get sold in America. We've got like, I don't know, 30 ingredients in there. But Kellogg's will make another version of Fruit Loops and send that to Canada or Europe. Maybe have 7 or 8. You know, I'm not giving exact numbers. But it's like that because they're using beet juice to make it purple, or orange juice to make it orange, etc. We're using dyes, so they're brighter, more colorful, and putting in the same shit that the cigarette companies like. Nicotine is nowhere near as bad for you when it comes off of the plant. But then they put all these additives in there, and now they're addicting you on top of something that's already addictive. But they want to make sure they got you for life or death. You know, because those bastards who, when they finally, it was such a cry for help from the people in general about cigarettes that they wouldn't let them, they wouldn't let them advertise in newspaper or TV or anything. RFK is trying to make it so that Big Pharma can't advertise. If you look at all of the commercials that are out there, half of them are for some sort of drug that they're going to tell you how great it is the first 15 seconds, 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds, well, this could also could cause you to want to commit suicide or go blind, or they'll say that very cheerily with the flowers.
And they make it fast, so they speed it up. Like,
and they do it so soft, so it's not a warning. the point is our food and what we use is I'm of the 1%ers. I breathe the thinnest air, you know, because and I'm a guy who I hate that I am, but convenience. Life is so convenient, and that's our biggest drawback. You know, just as a country in general, where other people got to work a little harder for it, and it's not as convenient. You know, and so I'm just trying to go back to buying our stuff. You know, from farms and getting my meat from someplace I know it's real, you know?
Absolutely. What's the most emotional transformation you've witnessed through DDP Yoga that sticks with you to this day?
The very first one that put us on the planet, which was Arthur Borman, the disabled veteran. You know, the guy had, 5'6", 297 pounds, had been walking with knee braces, back brace, and those wraparound canes for 15 years. And, getting up in the morning, the wife had to put the braces on him and the sleeves over because he couldn't even bend over them. His mobility was nowhere. He would go on to lose 140 pounds, but more importantly, he lost the knee braces, the back brace, and the wraparound canes, not just to walk, but run. So that's still, it's well over 1 billion views between how many people have shared it under their own. They just ripped it. And that's okay. Like, I just want the message to get out there and inspire people. And, for us, it put us on the map. And everything will always go back to him. And then there's this woman named Candy who, she had lost like 100 and some pounds, but she just was one of those people who feel worthless. Like her mother was a drug addict and left her at the beach one time, just forgot about her.
Damn.
Forgot about her. This little freaking 9-year-old, has no idea where her mother is. Wow. But it's one of the reasons why people, a lot of people don't believe in themselves, and I've watched Candy go through this change of who she is today and who she's inspired. A lot of people come to DDP Yoga looking for hope. Because their body hurts so bad, or they're just in such a friggin' rut. And then they get involved with our community, which is all about people helping each other. It's like a non-judgment zone. And Candy, after she went through the transformation, became one of our champions. And then she had an aneurysm.
Was it a brain aneurysm?
Yes, a brain. So now she's back with a brain aneurysm. And they got to put that, that stint in her brain. And she is, one of the things that I teach is how to live life at 90%. And it's based on life's 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Like the people who go, you get an argument, you made me do this. It's like, no, you let yourself do that. You let that, I'll just start to breathe. There's so many times where whether someone cuts me off or, you're going to get some sort of tension if you've been around a person long enough, especially your significant other, that you're going to bite your tongue, breathe. Don't say that stupid shit you're thinking right there. Because once that happens, then that's going to happen and then it's cause and effect, For me personally, I go right to a deep breath, a deep breath. And then I'm not just going to go, I'm going to go, whenever I feel anxiety coming on. And since 9/11, it's had to have tripled with everyone, because what's really fucked, not 9/11, COVID, but 9/11 too, right? But COVID really like that fucked us up. Just as a world, as people.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that when or hopefully if it happens again, no one will believe it. Because the people who really who really want to know the truth, know that jab was fucked up. It was the biggest transfer of wealth to the really rich. It's just so fucked up. I said that the whole world got scared by it. And I was one of those people who
I was one of those people too.
Yeah, I in the beginning, I took it super seriously.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I took it like Z World when Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that movie was good too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But that's what it was like with the commercials. Not commercials. The news was selling us. I don't believe the news has anything good to tell us at all, because all they want to keep us fighting, and whether it's Republican, Democrat, whether it's black and white, I mean, like, they want to. That's how they get people to tune in, by showing shit that's fucked up, and there's a lot of fucked up shit out there, you know. Absolutely. But it's for me personally, like, when people say to me, "So are you red or blue?" Because I'll say Gulf of America, because to me it's funny, and. Yeah, kind of made a point there, but I'm not red or blue. I think they both suck, and I've never had one. I know staunch Republicans, and I know people who live and die by the friggin' Democrats. But if I say I think you both suck, no one's ever went, no. Yo, really? You're going to try to defend that shit?
Yeah.
Because they don't care. If they really gave a fuck, they would come together on shit. They would, because some of the things are just like ridiculous, like our food, like the shit that they give kids to eat is worse shit than their parents are giving them.
Yeah.
Like everything's been modified. And when I was talking about the beef earlier, if you see I just saw this and I went and looked at it. Like if they can create a gun from 3D printing, which they can, they're
doing that with food too.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That there are certain videos out there. If it says sell, I don't know. I can't remember what it says after that. If you see sell anything on your meat, don't eat that shit. You know, because it's just finding ways to just poison us, arsenic a little at a time. Yeah. And, you know, fucks with your head and makes you crazy. You know, they want to keep us fat, scared, and just in turmoil with each other, which it doesn't have to be like that.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
To me, that's why I try to spread them. You know, I try not to give anybody any, ammunition. Oh, so you're like that. Like there was a video that was out there, and it was very famous black actors, from Morgan Freeman to Denzel. I mean, the top guys, and they were speaking that we still have problems with race relations.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's better than it was.
Yeah.
And really, if you go back to the 60s, and forget before that. Yeah. But it's way better than it was. And I put that out there, and someone wrote like something like, "Oh, now we know where your head's at, DDP." Like it was a thing that was taken out of context. And I said, "Really?" I said, "I lived with a black woman for 8 years, and my granddaughter's black. You think I got a problem with color?"
No comment. After that. They didn't say that.
No comment. Yeah. Because I went right to them. Like, fuck you. Yeah. You know, like, I always kid around about it. We're all going to be beige at some point, you know, and it'll be a mixture of everything. But as for right now, it's like, let's just try to fucking breathe. About that, I want to come back to that anxiety part. Was when you're deep breathing, because I wanted to know, why does it work when someone's really upset and they're crying and they can't, talk, and not breathe like.
Yeah.
When any of my kids ever get to that spot, my daughter Brittany got to that a lot.
Shout out to Brittany.
A lot in her teens because of the fights with her mother. And I would just say, baby, I'm not going to, stop. Just breathe with me. Breathe. Come on. Breathe with me. Yo, that shit. Come on, just okay. All right, just breathe. Come on. Let's breathe in and let's breathe out. And let's breathe in, and it might take a couple minutes, but eventually, and she's like, okay, here's what happened. And then now I can talk to her, right? So I want to know, like, why is that though? So I researched it. And what I came back with, when you're deep breathing, you are activating the hypothalamus, which is connected to the pituitary gland in the brain that helps you deal with stress and anxiety due to the physiological effect it has on our nervous system. That's why that works like that. But it goes deeper. And it says, when you're deep breathing, you are sending neurohormones to inhibit the stress-producing hormones, which triggers a relaxation response in the body. Now, all of that is out of that medical journal. I read that until I owned it. And it's part of who I am because I know no matter what, when that anxiety hits me, I go right to breathing. Right. And it could be over anything. And sometimes it could be pretty strong. And I wonder to myself, will it work this time? Might take a few more breaths, but it always works. Right. So next time you start to feel that shit, turn a camera on yourself. And that's what I say that. So what are you doing? Like how are you acting in this scenario? I will guarantee you're not breathing. Thanks. And if you are, it's like this. And you can survive, but your head will not be right. Right. And then I found out, and I never thought about it until I read this, the only difference between excitement, oh my God, this is amazing, and fear is whether you're breathing or not. That's deep. That's fucking deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Man, let's segue. I want to talk about DDP's retreat. You know what I mean? The DDP retreat is in Florida. What makes that experience different from just working out at home?
Well, you get submerged. It's kind of like when you're trying to learn a language, like say Spanish, okay? Which is our second language now anyway. But when you're submerged, when you're studying it, you can pick lo que tal and viene tú and whatever. But to really understand it, you got to submerge yourself in it. And that's how I'll do the retreats. We'll probably put them up on probably in the next month. We'll put up some dates for fall. Okay. Because the retreat's in Panama City, and I've treated it like it's an Airbnb, but it's also a place that it's a wellness retreat. And I'll rent it to families, like it'll be a group of family that, and it's not, I don't do any of it. I have a concierge who does all that. Shit gets fucked up. They take care of it, and, but it's got, steam rooms and saunas and 2 cold plunges and hot tub and pool, the Gulf of America. It's got, a huge area. I would imagine that some of the guys who I know that are high-end yogis will end up, renting the place from us. Yeah. And they'll still make really good money because it's so sweet. Like, there's 3.
I saw those pictures on there.
That's really nice, right?
They look good.
3 of the bedrooms are, there's a total of 7 bedrooms in all, 7 king size. Like, I can't stand one. How come you wouldn't put a king size instead of a queen? Unless it's really tight, I get it. But I mean, have a king size bed is just is a luxury and should be treated like that. But I have also queens over kings. I have twins over that. And I've got pull-out couches and suites. And there's 3 of the bedrooms, 2 of them are suites that all have their own private balcony,
Right.
overlooking the Gulf, and also got like heated floors in the bathroom, and the towel rack is heated, and bidets in all of them, and just shit, those little niche things that are a pain in the ass if something goes wrong, but overall they're luxuries most people don't even think about, and I wanted them to give like what would make me want to talk about this place. And what's really cool, where we have the living area and you got fireplaces on both sides in Florida, which we probably didn't need to do that, but I love that look. And the DDP Yoga room can be used for small weddings or whatever, because it's a pretty decent size. And I kept that all open and in the porches. So when we do our retreats, we will have all of that. It won't be just DDP Yoga. There'll be power cuff workouts. There'll be cooking shows that I want to do live. And I'll use some of my products like Damn Beef. I find somebody good, I'm going to tell people about it. But really, it's more than anything, it's also submerging them into a lifestyle that is very positive.
Absolutely.
And it's really for people who just like they're on the borderline of being the glass being half full or half empty. It'll help ship them over, and that's really what I talk about through all my stuff. It's the mindset.
Absolutely. Let's have some fun right quick. Let's talk about dream what if matches. Right. So what's one what if match that never happened that you wish the world could have got to see, or you could have got to see? God,
there would have been so much money, and it shows you what a vindictive son of a bitch Vince McMahon can be. Back in the day when he had all the puppets, he could control the puppets. It never would have happened today. Diamond Dallas Page comes to WWF. There's only one guy he should be wrestling right off the bat, and that's for who's the real people's champion. And right. Like that was my whole gimmick, as you know. I was called the people's champion by everybody. And then, but I never called myself it. But they would talk about he's the people's champion and blah, blah, blah. And it's that I was one of them who got off the couch and actually did it and blew up. And what was funny was that I'd gone to see, we had a pay-per-view in Canada the night before the WWE was in town for a house show, so no cameras there. And I went by to see The Big Show, I got him ready for Hogan in his very first match with Hogan. And I was down the power plant. They weren't using me, but I worked with, he was the Giant then.
Yeah, the Giant.
And him and I became good friends. So I'd gone to see him, and guys didn't come to our shows, or we go to their shows unless you're looking for a job. And I just signed a multi-million-dollar 3-year deal. Right. And I was on top of the world. And so I saw Pat Patterson, and I asked if I could come by. I said, yeah, sure, come on by. And as soon as they got me, they rushed me up to Show's suite that he had up there, because his wife's from Toronto. Okay. And that's where we were at. And he came up after his match, and we're getting ready to leave. You go, hey, The Rock's up next. You want to watch? I said, yeah. I've never seen him in a house show, obviously. I've seen him on TV. But that's when he had like the mullet, the friggin' sideburn. The mutton chops or whatever they're called. And doing a lot of Elvis back then, a little rip-off of Elvis. The Rock was really great at taking someone else's gimmick and making it his own. So he had like the great one, that's Gretzky, the Elvis thing, obviously Elvis, People's Champion thing, which was me. But before me, it was Dusty. Before Dusty, it was friggin' that guy right there, Ali. He was the People's Champion. And so I watched The Rock, and he's a great entertainer. And on the way out, we went by to pick up his show his bag, and the locker room was empty, and he yelled, "Hey, Rock, you still here?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the shower." He goes, "Good, because I got some huge mark who's dying to meet you." And I'm like, "You fuck." You know, I said, "I don't want to meet you unless you're naked and you're all soaped up." And when you hear, my voice is very distinct, and people have recognized me for decades because of my voice. And Rock, I know he was thinking, "Who is that? God, I know that voice, but who is that?" And he stuck his head in, and he was all suds up like the Michelin Man. And he says, "Oh, Diamond, a bread out." So we're talking when he comes out, and I said, "You know, Jake told me Jake was booking when The Rock came in, and they made him Rocky Maivia." And he calls me up, he goes, "God, wait to see this kid. Built like a brick shit house, handsome as hell." He goes, "He's so good looking, I don't know if I want to fight him or fuck him." and Rock goes, "That sounds like something Jake would say."
Yeah.
And I said, "You know, he told me you were going to be a huge star before you even came out." He said the same thing about Austin in '95. He said the same thing of me in '93. Yeah. And he goes, "Well, Jake's got a keen eye for talent."
Yeah.
And I said, "You know, one of the things I saw you do recently, you just started The Rock this and The Rock that, but he would also." I saw him in an interview where he was being himself, but then he would talk about The Rock in third person. He'd come back and be himself. I said, "That was really interesting shit, like really entertaining."
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm really, I'm going to enjoy watching your career." And I'm just about out the door. And right as I grab the door, I hear, "Hey, Diamond." And as Big Show gets out of my way, I can see The Rock putting on one of his $1,500 Versace shirts. And I can tell he's just rolling into character. And he said, "You know, Diamond, there's only one people's champion." And Big Show's like, "Whoa!" And I just deadpanned him. I went, "You know, Rock, you're right. And you, well, you're looking at him." Oh! And I was out the door. Me and Show went out and got super drunk that night.
Yeah.
And I get back to the hotel room, and Kimberly, who's, the head of the Nitro Girls, and my wife, and I wake her up. She's like, "Leave me alone." I go, "I don't want to fuck you. I want to tell you I'm going to show up in WWF." She's like, "What? You just signed a contract. Leave me alone." I go, "I don't want to fuck you. I want to tell you how I'm going to show." She goes, "What are you talking about? You can't go there. You just signed with WCW." I said, "When I'm done, that's where I'm going, because I got to work for WWE, because I grew up on WWF, and Worldwide Wrestling Federation for you guys who don't go back that far." But I said, "Oh," she's like, "Okay, what?" And I'm like, "They're gonna black out all the lights, and everybody's gonna think it's Jericho, but no Jericho." 30 seconds later, Jim Ross is gonna say something like, "Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some technical difficulty." And then you hear my voice in a WWF arena for the first time on the speakers, and you only hear my voice say, "Who's the real people's champion?" Spotlight on me. You're looking at him. Bang! Boom, 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 explosions. I said, The Rock won't be there. He'll be hurt, or they'll have it set up where he's hurt, or maybe he's making a movie. I don't know, but he won't be there. And I'll go there and I'll talk about gimmick infringement and something he would do later on after I came up with this idea, which I thought was really freaking crazy. But I said, and we become the main event at WrestleMania.
That would have been.
It would have been unbelievable. And I ran it by Vince, and he completely shit-canned it because he wanted fucking Taker to fucking take me apart. And I love doing takes. It bothered me for a number of years, but I know that Mark he's a good dude. He's a real good guy.
Yeah.
And we've become good buddies, since then. But I did his podcast about a year ago, and he put me over so strong. Like he didn't know my career. I told him a lot of it.
This was Taker.
Taker, yeah. And it got to, he goes, okay, so now we're going to talk about the WWE stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, wherever you want to go with it, bro. Yeah. And he said, a lot of people have accused me of trying to ruin your career. And he said, don't they understand? I didn't book that. And I just reached across and I grabbed my arm and went, bro, we're good. I said, let me tell you the positive thing that happened out of it. And it was the truth, too. When Vince told me he wanted me to be the stalker, which is so far out of my character zone. I mean, I could play it, but Diamond Dallas Page they took as real because everything I did was reality-based. Mm-hmm. And that's why I knew they wouldn't buy it. But, at the time, he was saying, I'm going to stalk somebody else's wife. Now, if I was in WCW, I fought for everything. For everything I ever got, because they just didn't see me in that spot of being a top guy. And I'm sitting across from Shane, Kimberly sitting across from Vince. If I'd have known what I know now, I would have said, Vince, are you fucking kidding me? Are you looking at my wife? Because she's the most beautiful woman who's ever worked in this business. And I'm going to stalk of all people, Undertaker's wife? Are you kidding me? And if I would have got up and said, hey, bro, here's what I learned. When you're valuable, and I was so valuable at that moment, when you know what you have, you can't be afraid to walk away from the table. And that's so strong because there's 3 times that I was about to sign deals with companies, and one was with a particular person who had a big company. So I was with companies for DDP Yoga. And I pulled out because it just didn't fit right to me. But I hadn't made it yet. But I knew I was on the cusp. And then it popped, and when it took off, and I got together a great group of people that really give a shit. And we've had a hell of a run, like over 14 years, and it took 8 years to be an overnight success. But I learned from Vince McMahon that day, you can't be afraid to walk away from the table. And if I could change it and go back, but I'm not where I am right now with my wife, who is my soulmate, my person, my one, I would never fuck that match. Fuck the whole thing, know?
Yeah.
And I knew at some point, because I'm not the kind of guy that buries anybody, but I knew at some point they got to put me in the Hall of Fame. Like, you're going to bring WCW guys in, and you ain't going to put me in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so. So.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, everything, with me and the company is good. It has been for years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but that's the one that you could have got away. I would have loved to work with Shawn Michaels. I would have loved to work with my boy Austin. We lived together.
That's what I would have wanted to see too.
In '97, we were the 2 hottest guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it was a hell of a run. And, Steve and I, we rode together up and down together, but we also lived together for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he first came into LA. And me and my wife Kimberly had broken up. So, bottom line is, they would have been great matches, and we would have had a lot of fun. And I'll tell you the guys on the truth, I would love to have worked with Taker a year before, because then they would have wanted the shit to get over.
Right.
I would love to have gone there a year earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody's watching this that feels like life has knocked them down and they couldn't get back up, what are some encouraging words you would give to them?
Work on your breath. The breath is everything. The breath, fake it till you make it. You know, it's very big. It's all about the story you tell yourself. What I would tell them to do is not just go to my my app and get my app, DDP Yoga now, but at ddpyoga.com, the very first thing that's up there is a list. And the list is all about rebooting your brain. As long as you think you're never going to, you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And it's all about that story you tell yourself. If you have to say, I can't, say I can't do it yet, because it's the yet that makes it possible. And you can keep working towards that. You're never a failure until you completely give up. And I would never give up. You know, no matter what it is, I'm still going to be working on a part of that.
Absolutely.
But your breath will help all of that.
I got one more question for you. So finish this sentence with me. It's not over until...
It's over. Like we're not here.
Right.
You know, like if all of a sudden, because we're all going to die, you know, up to that point, it's more about put the work in. If, you know, inside my Hall of Fame ring, it's inscribed, work ethic equals dreams. Explanation point, DDP.
Absolutely.
And that's what really it comes down to. We talked about this earlier. Work ethic will beat talent every time talent doesn't work hard. And when you have talent working hard, you've got guys like Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, guys who work incessantly on their game. You know, and it doesn't have to be, you know, Oprah Winfrey, you know, Donald Trump. You can't, whether you like Trump or a lot, and there's a lot of shit he says, I got to breathe through him saying, but overall, man, talk about a guy who won't give up. It's never been done before. You're the president, and then you're out, and then you come back as a president. Yeah. When a good portion of the people like really hate you, like that, you know, he doesn't get affected by any of that shit. Like it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely.
The power of the mind. And the only thing I can attribute it to is, you know, narcissism for one thing. But also never drank, never did drugs. Like all that shit wears you down and makes your mind not nowhere near as strong. So whatever the fuck he's smoking, you know, it really is kind of crazy. You love him or hate him. And there's people who, you know, do both, but you know, he ain't ever going to give up. You know, and that's just till the day he dies. And that's when you don't have to like him, but you got to, you know, if you're going to give any kind of fairness, it's like you got to give him that. Like, wow, that fucker don't ever give up. Man.
Right,
and he does think his ways, and he got away with it.
Yeah.
And they tried to shoot him.
That shit's crazy.
Crazy, man. And again, believe me, I'm not a Trump guy. I'm a positive guy. And I want people to freaking just breathe and try to work through a lot of the angst that they go through, you know?
Absolutely. Man, Diamond Dallas Page, once again, this has been amazing experience, man. For the second time, we kicked it, but I mean, like I tell you all the time, man, thank you for my childhood, bro. You was one of the pillars of my childhood, man. So, thank you for this opportunity.
It was a lot of fun doing it, and it gave me the foundation to what I'm doing now. So if you want to know more, go to ddpyoga.com, and you got me where you want me. See ya. Bang.